friends! Welcome back to our channel if you've seen our videos before, and if you are new, my name is Hope, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my experience and some information about the Disney pin trading nights. So I want to preface this video by saying in no way am I an expert or claiming to know everything about the pin trading nights. I'm actually a kind of newbie. I went to my first one this last weekend. It was the Up 10th anniversary themed pin trading night. I had so much fun, but when I was buying my ticket for this event, I kind of went onto YouTube to research it a little bit and see if I could find any information about what happens at a pin trading night, what should I bring, what does it look like inside, all of those things. And there wasn't really any information on YouTube about it. There were a few vlogs that I saw and some Disney Pins vlog videos and things like that, but there was nothing really sitting down talking about the information that you might want to know if you're looking at getting a ticket to a pin trading night. So that's what I'm here today to do. And yeah, let's get into it. The first thing that I want to mention is where you can sign up for a pin trading night ticket. So you do need to buy a ticket. They are $15 each, and that is a flat rate for your ticket. So that basically just includes your entry into the event. So that's not any of the pins or any of the other things that are included in the event. That is just your ticket to get in. You can buy your tickets on, I think it's like a Disney Events website. I will try to leave the link to that in the description box, as well as the phone number that you can call Disney to get your tickets. So I'll leave that phone number in the description as well. Once you buy your ticket, then the next thing that you need to do is fill out your RSP for the pins that you want. So your RSP is the random selection process, and basically that is a list of pins that you are interested in buying at the pin event. So a lot of these pin events will have special release pins that are themed to the specific event. So the one I just went to last weekend, like I said, was for Up's 10th anniversary. So they were all Up themed pins. They had limited editions, limited release, and some mystery box pins. And I think the event that was in February was themed for Sleeping Beauty's 60th. So those were all Sleeping Beauty themed pins. So you kind of get the idea here. So Disney will release, create and release pins for these pin events, and then whatever doesn't sell in the event will go to the regular sale locations. You don't have to go to the event to get these pins. Some of these pins will never make it to the regular merchandise locations because they will sell out in the event. So if you want to be sure to get the pins, you need to come to the event. So what is the random selection process? That is the process in which you can list the pins that you would like to purchase, and you submit that through an email into Disney, and they will do just what it says and have a random selection of which pins you will be able to purchase. So just because you put the pins in your RSP does not mean that you're going to get every pin that you requested. But Disney will try to give you as many as possible, as well as trying to make it even for everyone. So how you fill that out is there are different tiers in the format, and so you put in your first tier the pins that you want the most. So let's say I wanted one of each kind of pin, so I would put one of each kind of pin in that first tier. So then the second tier, let's say I wanted 15 mystery boxes. So you can buy 10 mystery boxes per person per request. So I would put 10 mystery boxes in the first tier, and then in the second tier I would put 5 mystery boxes. So my hope would be that I would get all 15, but the second tier is kind of like your second pick pins. So the pins that in your first tier, those are the ones that you really want, so Disney's going to try to make those accessible for you. Once they fill everyone's top tier requests, they will move to everyone's second tier requests. So if they have the product in order to fulfill that, then you will get your second tier, and so on and so on. So like I just mentioned, there is a limit to 10 mystery boxes per person per request. So that's also something to keep in mind. After you make your random selection process request, you send that in to Disney in an email, and then a few days after that, they will send you an email with the pins that you actually received. So the pins that you are approved to receive, they'll send you that email as well as a bill to your credit card. So they'll go ahead and bill you for the pins that you received, and you pay before the event. So you go ahead and prepay so you don't have to worry about actually paying at the event. Along with the pins that you have received and your bill, you will also get an email with your registration number and a QR code. So you need to save that email, whether it be on your phone or a screenshot or a printout, whatever that may be. You need to keep that email handy because that will be how you actually enter the pin event later. So all of this that I've just mentioned happens weeks before the event. So now I'm going to move on to the things that happen day of. So the event that I went to was at Coronado Springs Convention Center in a ballroom there. So from what I've heard, most of the events happen there. The event in February they did at the Contemporary Resort to try to switch it up and see if that would work as an alternate location. From what I heard, it didn't go very well, and so they moved it back to Coronado Springs for the event last weekend. I thought it was a great location. I loved it. I thought that the space was good, and I just really liked it there. So Disney, if you're watching, keep it at Coronado. So into the actual event. So I'm going to kind of walk you through my experience and what I learned through going to the event. So the event started at 5 p.m. and that's when they start letting people into the ballroom. So I had heard from a few different sources that you want to get there early so that you make sure you get all of your check-in stuff done out of the way before 5 o'clock so that you can have as much time in the event as possible. So I got there at 3:15 and there were 2 lines already created at that time. So the first line that I went into was called the pin pickup line, and that is the line where you're going to pick up your pins that you requested in your RSP. So you've already paid for them, you're just picking them up. So we got into that line. I did meet up with my friend Vicky from Vixen Lost in Disney, and we kind of did the event together because we were both newbies and we had never done it. So we met up before the event and then went into registration and everything together. So we got into the line at like 3:15, and I would say we waited maybe 10-15 minutes in that line, so not bad at all. And they gave us our wristbands to get into the event. So this was the time where I said that you need to save that email because they will ask for your registration number and they will scan the QR code. They did ours in the pin pickup line. I don't know if that's normal instead of like the registration line, so they kind of combined that into the same line. But honestly, it worked perfectly fine for me. So they scanned the QR code and then gave us our wristbands, and that was our entry into the pin event. They also gave us a free Rice Krispie treat at that same time. So earlier when I said the $15 is just your entry, technically it's your entry and a Rice Krispie treat. So that's kind of fun. So they gave us our wristbands and then we continued in that same line to pick up our pins. So maybe we waited another 10-ish minutes after they gave us our wristbands to pick up our pins. So when you go to pick up your pins, you're going to need to show a photo ID that they can check your name so that they can match the name to the pins. So I showed the lady my ID, she went back and grabbed the pins. They were all in my bag, and she walked me through pin by pin to make sure that the order was correct, which I really appreciated. So I didn't have to go do that on my own. She did it right in front of me, and then I took my pins and was on my merry way. So I moved from that line to the registration line, which I thought was funny that it was called that because I had already registered. But basically that's the line where you're going to wait to actually enter the ballroom for the official event. So this line, we probably got into that line around 4:15-ish, and then we waited there till about 4:50, which is when they let us into the event. So the line was really chill. We weren't too far back in line. at that 4:15 mark, so I think that's probably a good time to get into the line for the event. So around 4:50, they let us in early, which I thought was pretty awesome. So once you get into the event, you have 3 options of things that you can do. You can either find a table and sit down with your pins and spread them out and then get ready to trade. So that's what a lot of people did. You can also go look at the pin preview board, which that also had a line separate too, so you can get in line to look at the pin previews that are going to be happening for the next few months. And then the third option you could do is the one that I did, and you can get into another line for extra pin purchases. So if you want to purchase any other pins on top of the pins that you pre-ordered, you get into a separate line in the event, and then you can just pick up whatever you didn't pick up before. So let's say I ordered 10 mystery boxes on my RSP and I got those 10 boxes, and then I realized, maybe I should have gotten 20. So I could get into that line and then order 10 more boxes if they were available. We got into that line, waited there for probably like 25-30 minutes to get to order or to get to purchase any additional pins. So then after we did that, I went ahead and got into the pin preview line, which also was a long wait. I think we waited probably 45 minutes for that. And this line did eventually die down towards the middle of the event. So if you don't want to wait in line for that, just wait a few extra minutes, and then the line got much shorter. But I didn't really have anything else to do in the event, so I was like, why not? So I waited in the 45-minute line to see the pin preview boards. So they had, at this particular event, the pin previews for the event in August. The Fairy Tales pins were all out so you could see them. And then they had the pin preview boards for May, June, and July, which was pretty fantastic, and there are some pretty awesome pins coming up, so I'm excited about that. After I got out of the pin preview line, I pretty much had the rest of the event to trade and to look at other people's pins, and it was so much fun. I had a blast at this event, and I definitely think that this is a great social event if you want to meet other people who love pin trading, or just meet up with your friends that maybe you've known online but you want to meet them in person. This is a great way to do that as well. So yeah, that was kind of everything I wanted to cover in this video. They did also have water dispensers, so you could get water throughout the event. One thing that I did want to mention in this video that I did also mention in the vlog of this, which I vlogged the event, so if you want to see that, look up in this corner. You can hit that icon and check out the vlog, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But one thing that I did want to mention was kind of a misconception that I had of the pin event. I thought that it was only for the really serious, really high-end pin traders, that you could only trade pins if you had LE100, LE200, like really rare pins. And I'm here to say that that is not the case. Well, there are definitely people there who do have those pins and are looking to trade those, but there were also a lot of people who had hidden Mickey pins, who had mystery box pins, and were just willing to trade pretty casually. So don't be afraid to come to the event, even if you only have, you know, a few mystery box pins or some pins that you traded for, and you just feel like maybe they aren't good enough. Come to the event anyways, because there are so many wonderful people, and more than likely you will be able to trade with no problem. I want to close today by saying the event can be a little overwhelming to newbies. There's definitely a lot going on and not a whole lot of information as to where you're supposed to go when. That's why I wanted to make this video. But please don't let that discourage you from coming. It was so much fun, and I definitely would recommend coming, giving it a try if you love pins and you want to see other people who enjoy the same thing you do, because all of us are there for the reason of pins, and we all just love pins. So I definitely would recommend coming to the event. I don't think you'll be disappointed. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more pin content and Disney magic. And hit the notification bell next to the subscription button so you don't miss any future uploads from us. And I will see you next time. Bye!